I don't know nothing and no one else. Just been on my own, I know nothing else. Easy to live cause I know it helps. Avoiding the confrontation. They're calling me up there cause I left you red on the application.
It was one of those lazy Sunday afternoons, the kind where the sunlight filtered through the blinds in golden streaks, casting a warm glow over the living room. Jungkook sat at one end of the couch, his laptop balanced on his knees, completely absorbed in his work. His fingers flew over the keyboard, his brows furrowed in concentration. He looked handsome when he was focused, his messy hair, the way his glasses slid slightly down his nose, and the sleeves of his Henley shirt pushed up to reveal his forearms. I, on the other hand, was bored out of my mind.
Jungkook,
I called, stretching out on the couch with a dramatic sigh. He hummed in response, not looking up.
Jungkook,
I said again, louder this time. He murmured, eyes glued to the screen.
you're ignoring me.
I accused, rolling onto my side to face him.
I'm working.
He replied, his tone calm but firm.
I've got a deadline, babe. Let me finish this and then I'm all yours.
But your deadline isn't for another 3 hours.
I pointed out.
Exactly. That means I need to focus.
I pouted, crossing my arms. It wasn't that I didn't respect his work. I did. But he'd been at it all morning and I was starting to feel neglected. A mischievous grin spread across my face as I decided to do something about it. I slid off the couch and walked over to him, perching myself on the armrest.
You know,
I began, twirling a strand of my hair.
working too much isn't good for your health.
YN.
He said without looking up.
Don't start.
Start what?
I asked innocently, leaning over so my hair brushed against his face. He sighed but still didn't look up.
Whatever it is you're planning.
I smirked.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sliding into the spot next to him, I rested my head on his shoulder and peeked at his screen.
What are you working on anyway?
It's a report for the board meeting tomorrow.
He replied, his tone clipped.
Sounds boring.
I wrinkled my nose.
It's important.
He countered.
Not as important as me?
I. Poking his side.
YN.
He sighed but still didn't look up. This time his voice held a warning, but there was a hint of amusement in his eyes when he finally glanced at me.
Yes, Jungkookie?
I grinned, batting my eyelashes.
Can you please let me work?
He asked, though his as if he was fighting a smile.
But I'm bored.
I whined, draping myself dramatically across his.
Then find something to do.
He said, trying to lift me off him, but I clung to him like a koala.
I am doing something, okay?
I declared.
I'm spending time with my boyfriend.
By annoying him.
He quipped, though his hands had instinctively settled on my waist.
Annoying?
I gasped in defense.
I'm enhancing your productivity by reminding you to take breaks.
Enhancing, huh?
He said dryly, arching an eyebrow.
Exactly.
I beamed up at him, then trailed along his forearm.
By the way, your arms look amazing today. Have you been working out?
He chuckled despite himself.
YN. You're impossible.
And yet you love me.
Unfortunately.
But the warmth in his eyes betrayed his words. I leaned in closer, brushing against jawline.
Come on, Cookie. You've been working all day. Take a break.
He groaned, tilting his head back.
You're not going to let me finish this, are you?
Not a chance?
I replied cheerfully, and wrapping my arms around his neck.
You know I have a deadline.
He said, though his hands slid up to rest on.
And you'll meet it. But first, spend some time with me.
I said. To the corner of his mouth.
YN.
He murmured, his voice softer now, almost pleading.
Yes.
I whispered, brushing against. As I spoke. He exhaled sharply, his resolve crumbling.
You're going to be the death of me.
Don't be so dramatic.
Capturing. In a slow. For a moment he resisted, but then his hands tightened. pulling me closer. The laptop slid off his and onto the couch with a soft thud as he surrendered to the moment.
Fine.
He muttered against.
You win. But only 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
I echoed, grinning.
Maybe 20.
He admitted, flipping us so I was him on the couch. The room filled with laughter and soft whispers as his work was forgotten, at least for now. Deadlines could wait. This moment was ours.